And before we talk about new goals, there's one thing I want to talk about first. And that is, I need to tell you my crime. I have to get this off my chest. I have committed a horrible, horrible crime. When I was in Japan, and we had this huge karaoke towards the end of the trip, there was this crime that I accidentally committed. And it's time to tell you guys all about my crime. The thing is that if I tell you guys about my crime, you guys might not think of me as a cool guy anymore. Can I really be the coolest guy ever if I'm also a criminal? Whenever there's a crime, there are two people, at least two parties. The perpetrator, the bad guy, this guy right here, this guy right here, this guy, you are the bad guy. And I'm going to draw a picture of who the victim was. Who is the victim of Doppio's crime? In this case, the victim of Doppio's crime was... How do I explain this crime? You ate her food, you stole her food, bully her height. That makes me so small. This was towards the end of the night. We got outside of the karaoke. Because there was a lot of us, there was a lot of us, we all got into, like, separate like, taxis to go back to home base. While we're all waiting for the taxis, a lot of us decide to take, like, group pictures, right? I got my photo taken. I'm really happy about it. A lot of people got their photos taken too. It was such a really fun way to memorialize such an amazing night, such an amazing trip, such an amazing journey, such an amazing event. Now it's Petra's turn to take a picture. Did you do the peace sign behind it? No, that's not a crime. An actual crime is something that you can get arrested for. You cannot be arrested for having a bad picture. She takes out her phone. And she's kind of struggling a little bit, right? And the reason why she's struggling, you know, it's really cold, and she's got a bag. And I'm like, oh, you know what, Petra, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. I got your bag, Petra, I got your bag, I got your bag. So that way you don't have to put your bag down onto the ground, where people step on, just so that you can pose for the picture. So I take Petra's bag. I take Petra's bag, and I'm holding it. It's really, it's such a cute bag. And I'm holding it, and I'm gripping it as tight as I can. Because I'm like, I promise that this bag will not touch the ground whatsoever. I'll never let this bag touch the ground. If this cute as hell bag ends up getting dirty, I will never forgive myself. Ever. Ever. I'm holding this bag. And Petra takes her photos. The photos come out great. And then what happens is that the taxis come. You know, we take even more photos. Everybody's cheering. Everyone's having a great time. And some people get into their taxis. I think the girls got into their own taxis. The guys got into their own as well. And it was really nice going home in the taxis. I was sitting next to Sunny. I sat between Sunny and Zally, and Luca as well. But I think Luca was in the front row. And we were having a nice time talking. And then, on the way out, after we have like this like really long car ride, we get out of the vehicle. And I notice, I'm like, wait a minute, as I'm getting out of the car. This isn't mine. Whose bag is this? And I thought, wait a minute, I never gave it back to her? I essentially stole Petra's bag. And so then I checked Discord, and she's panicking. She's like, oh, I left my bag at the karaoke. Managers, help! So, you know, Petra must be like panicking, thinking that she lost not only one of the cutest bags I've ever seen in my life, but everything that she had in her bag. But the thing is that I was gripping onto the bag so tightly too. I was still gripping on the bag really tightly. The whole car ride, I was gripping onto this bag because I thought that bag was mine. I gave it to the manager who was like waiting at the hotel. And the manager was like, "You had it this whole time?" I was like, "Yeah." The manager was like, "Oh, thank goodness. I thought we would have to go back all the way to the karaoke." And I was like, and I tried playing it cool. I was like, that's okay. Don't worry. But I was like, oh my god, I accidentally committed purse stealing. I apologize to Petra, but I think Petra was laughing so much, actually. Ever since then, I now have a story with Petra. I hope Petra doesn't think of me as somebody who steals things on purpose. Because, yeah, it was completely an accident. 100% completely an accident. Even though it was the cutest bag of all time. It was 100% clearly an accident. You can always hear her laugh. She laughs like... Well, that was awful. Maybe that's my new crime.